2018 is a year of transition. Okay. So, like I said, I'm coming off of 2017. 2017 was a really good year. It was a really prosperous year, redemption year, right? I'm good now, made the promotion list, number one. I am number one. Going to school to get all of that squared away. And so if you want to hear the entire 2017 in all its glory, please check out the previous episode. So 2018, the beginning of the year, I am actually gearing up to go to Hawaii. So I got my orders to go to Hawaii, and I report in September. So usually you're somewhere for 3 to 4 years. And like I said, when you get to your third year, you're very comfortable in the job that you're doing. You've kind of maximized your talents there. So it's time to move on to the next project. It's time to move on to the next challenge. And for me, that was moving to Hawaii. They consider Hawaii an overseas tour. I don't understand why, but Hawaii is definitely, they do their own thing out there. Like Hawaii feels like it's its own country, like it's not even part of the United States. So the beginning of 2018, they started not giving away, but if you had earned it, you now have the ability to earn the instructor badge, right? So you get a little piece of hardware for your uniform if you meet the requirements. So that getting the instructor badge was like my main thing for the beginning of 2018. My name comes out on the promotion list in April. So I get promoted in April of 2018. Cool thing is my friend he was stationed in Germany, because I was trying to go to Germany, right? We was going to fucking cut up if I had went to Germany. We were going to cut up if I had went to Germany, but I didn't go to Germany. I ended up going to Hawaii. But he flew in for the promotion ceremony, and my parents came in for the promotion ceremony. So that was a fun time. You know, again, that is a redemption arc from getting there in 2015 to shutting the place down because I was awesome at instructing, right? To them praying on my downfall in 2016, right? And to rise back again in 2017, and then to cap it off with leaving with the very reason why I went down there. I went down there to get promoted because that's where all of our promotions come from. And lo and behold, I got mine in the third year of being there. Okay. So again, I made a right decision. Hindsight's always 2020. And I can say that now, like, hey, I made the right decision by going there because I got the promotion. But when you're going through that stuff and like the hard times, you wonder, like, is it worth it? Because again, the Army's not set up for you to defend yourself. It's set up for you to accept punishment if they want to dish it out. So with so many people in power against what you're trying to do, you know, it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So, you know, I can say that now that it was a good decision to go there. I felt it was a good decision to go there in 2015. And, you know, and then once 2017 happened, I was like, yeah, it was a good decision to come down here. They did what they did. And again, it's their karma. How people treat you is their karma. How you react to that treatment is yours. And so, yeah, I'm probably going to have some bad karma because of the on-site list that exists and is alive and well. But, you know, I haven't done anything in reaction to that. I haven't done anything in reaction to that. Instead, I just continued to do what I was doing, right? When you know in your heart that you're doing the right thing, you just continue doing what you're doing. And that pisses people off more than anything because they can't get to you. Even though they do, you just don't let them see that, right? They never saw that they got to me. And yeah, so instructing was cool. The bad part about instructing is all the extracurricular BS. the squad leader stuff, the getting up early, because we can't mess with teaching time. Teaching time is it was from 8 or was it 9? I think it was 9. 9 to about 4:30, 5 o'clock. That block we can't mess with. So as instructors, we still have training. We still have, you know, training. We have NCOPD, which is where we have professional development, like courses, finance, leadership. We have training, like our annual training, our soldier training, land navigation, react to fire. We have PT stuff that we have to do for physical training. You have to do that. And that's not to mention it's a training post. So when we have these battalion runs, the brigade runs, we have to get up really early for those things. There was a lot of outside the classroom BS that you have to deal with as an instructor, but I think that's why not all of them, why most of our promotions come from there, is because of how strenuous it is. I was in the bed every night by like 9:30. Like 10, we're pushing it. If I was up at 10, it was probably a Saturday or a Friday, right? Because I had to be up so early. You're talking about getting up at like 4:35. And I don't wear that badge proudly. Like, I get up at 4:30. Nah, I don't wear that proudly. I don't want to get up that early. I'm not Ashton Hall. Shots fired. So it was a really good assignment. Aside from the BS, I liked instructing. I'm not going to win instructor of the year because of my personality. Like, I'm not Patch Adams, so I'm not an entertaining instructor, laughing and joking, but I make sure that you get the information. And at the end of the day, that's all I care about, is you getting the information. I don't care if you can relate to me, if you feel that I'm cool. The 80% threshold, I want to get through to 80%. And I want to make sure that I know it well enough to where none of you mofos in here can stump the shop with a question. You can't stump me because I know it back and forth. And I was really good at it. Just because I like stuff structured. So I can A to Z you to death. A, B, C. And if it's just like that, I'm good. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I got it. So it was a really good assignment being there, but it is really cutthroat. It is a world. Fort Sam Houston is the home of all medical jobs in the military, and it is really cutthroat there. There are people trying to get promoted. Even the people at the top, they're trying to get promoted. So again, they're covering themselves. It's not the camaraderie that you would get at the other units. It's not the camaraderie I had when I was at Fort Campbell. It's not the camaraderie I had when I was in Korea, because in those units, your leadership like protected you. They held you to a higher standard, but you realize they were people too. And so when you're walking around these training posts, you're walking around with people who have been in for a while, and they're talking to and standing in front of recruits, trainees, new people. And you all know you can use this with your job. How do people act when you get new people in, right? You know how people, someone's new. Oh yeah, everybody is so nice. Everybody is trying to tell them the right way to do everything. Everyone is so helpful to that new person because they don't know any better. And they want that new person to look at them in a certain light. So that's what they do. Like, they are trying to get the validation of recruits who have been in the Army 2 to 3 months. Why are you so hell bent on impressing motherfuckers who don't know what's going on? Like, why do y'all care? Just do right by them. Show them what they need to be doing. Hold them to a standard. And that's what your job is. Like, your job is not to look cool for them to want to be like you. Don't nobody want to be like you. Nobody wants to be like you. Nobody wants to be like me, right? Find the path that you're supposed to be on. And you need to maximize your talent. because you may be more talented than me. And I'm not a hater. There's people, you were made for this. Like, this is your bread and butter. It's not mine. I wasn't made for this. And I'm the first person to tell anybody that. I wasn't made for the Army. That wasn't my option to join. It was a last resort because I didn't have any other options. But I didn't want to like, yeah, let me go into the Army and serve. Like, no, I didn't want to do that. So my career reflected that. I don't want to be here. But if I want to step up, and if I had to step up to do stuff in order to gain from it, in order to get promoted, in order to get an award, in order to just like not sully my name and make sure that my reputation is me running a program, I'm good with that, then I would do that. But I wasn't ever trying to be Captain America. No fucking way. No, no, no. It was never my goal. And I was never even close to becoming that. And, I have friends that were in, and they were Captain America. That was what they were built to do. Like, and they progressed really quickly, but that's what they were built to do. But for me, it was a job, you know what I mean? So it ends at some point. And so a lot of people struggle when they get out because they don't have that achievement structure anymore. They don't have anything to work for. In the real world, and I say real world meaning outside of work in your personal life, it's all real, but in your personal life, you don't necessarily get rewarded for doing shit. I don't get rewarded for paying my mortgage, right? I guess the reward is me still owning it, them not coming to take it. But there's nobody that's going to say, good job that you're doing that. Hey, excellent job. Hey, we might promote you because you've never missed a payment in 15 years on your house. People are just like, oh, you missed a payment? Oh, your credit's going to take a hit. Hold up, but I just paid for 15 years straight and I didn't miss a beat. Well, you said you was going to pay for 30. You know what I'm saying? So there is no reward system. And I think that's what a lot of people struggle with is you have to be able to say, I'm good with that. Like, I'm cool with what I did. I'm straight, because nobody else is going to say that. And I think that's what a lot of people struggle with is that you don't have that someone else telling you, you did a good job here. You did an excellent job here. People don't care. They just move on. And so I can say that was one of my favorite duty stations, being down there. And so when it was time to leave, we had to go in away, and I turned over being the course manager to the next person that was coming in. And once I'm on the way out, I'm not a person who is overprotective of the job I did. You could come in and literally undo everything that I've ever did. I don't care. My time here is up. And so the person that was replacing me, he was like chomping at the bit to be in charge so he could make changes and stuff like that. You know how those people go. Like, they feel that they could lead better than you. So go do it, bro. Like, I'm not in a competition with you. Like, I really don't care. I'm on my way out. Again, I'm not a person that has to jump to the front to be the leader, right? I'm a person that I don't have a problem taking over. Oh, there's no structure here. All right, cool. Nobody's going to do anything. Everybody's going to sit with their hands, sitting on their hands. All right, let's do this because it needs to be done. But I'm not the one like, hey, I should be in charge. I've been in the longest. I have the most rank. I should be in. I'm not like that. I will sit back and and fade into the back if everything is going fine. If you don't need assistance, then I'm not going to jump up to say, look at me, look at me. When I do that, it's because, I've either signed up for something or I've been assigned to do something. So I'm on my way to Hawaii, 2018. Actually, one of the guys who was on my team teaching, he was already in Hawaii, right? So he went ahead of me. It just so happens to turn out like that. So when I got to the schoolhouse, I wanted to teach microbiology. Micro. I don't want to do blood bank. I don't want to do it. Fuck that section. I don't want to do it. Don't put me in blood bank. And so they put me in the blood bank. Okay. So now I'm learning it. I understand it now. I'm cool. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to Hawaii. Put me in the blood bank. I'm literally a blood bank instructor. So I know everything there is to know about the blood bank. Put me in there. No, we don't have an opening there. Okay, where do y'all have an opening? Microbiology, of course. Of course. Of course. So I'm like, bro, can I just ever get what I want once in a while? Can I never just why does the world have to oppose me at every turn? Can I just, hey, this is what I want to do? All right, cool. You got it. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of you, brother. No, they never do that for me. They're always like, no, this is what you want, but let's give you something else. Okay, so I go over to Tripler. So I go over to Tripler Army Medical Center in Honolulu, Hawaii. Hawaii is absolutely great. It is great. The temperature is like they say it is. It is balmy and warm all year round. In January, January, you may have a couple cold nights. It's kind of like Texas. We're not getting snow out there though. And for them, their cold season is the rainy season. So it'll rain like crazy. That's why it has so many rainbows. It'll rain like crazy and then it'll just stop. You may have a couple chilly nights, like, ooh, it's a little chilly. But other than that, it's balmy all throughout the year. The scenery is great. One of the bad things about Hawaii is when you see sales and stuff on TV, usually in the little fine print, it'll say everywhere except Alaska and Hawaii. And you don't realize that until you live there. You're like, hey, I saw this sale that was on the TV. They were like, no, that's not here. That's only in the mainland. They call it the mainland. It's only on mainland. That doesn't apply here. And then Amazon Prime doesn't exist. So even though if you have Prime, it's going to take like a week or something to get out there. Supplies on the island are limited. So a lot of times they'll be sold out of stuff. The cost of living over there is extremely high. Just because, I guess land is at a premium and all of the shipping and import goods, you pay that. You pay for the, the taxes and stuff to export, I guess. But other than that, if you like to be outdoors, it's very scenic. There's a lot of like hiking and stuff like that. It's really an outdoor person's dream over there. It's really cool. Like I was happy that I went. It was really nice. So I went over there and I took over the microbiology section. And again, so the first year I got there in September. I don't make any changes for 90 days. So when I get to somewhere new, I'm chilling. I'm relaxing. I'm not making any changes. I'm learning from the people who are there. Because again, we have civilians who are there, who have been there for many, many years. So they are the congruent faces. I'm going to rotate out of here in 3 years. I'm not staying here 20 years. No fucking way. So I'm out of here in 3 years. So I have to learn from the people that's there. And it was actually a good move going to micro. We'll get into that more for 2019 before we get into, the COVID era and stuff like that. But yeah, 2018, I get to Hawaii. I start to enjoy the sun on my face. I'm a tropical person. I think this is where it's solidified that I'm tropical. Texas is cool because Texas is really, it doesn't get cold, but it gets extremely hot in the summer. And it doesn't get extremely hot in Hawaii. The humidity is off the charts, but it's not extremely hot. They have this thing where AC is not a necessity to the locals because they're used to this like Hawaiian breeze. That shit does not exist. That shit does not exist. It is hot over there if you don't have AC. and it's muggy. Like I hate muggy, right? So you get that sweat that has you shiny, and you're not sweating, but you're not dry either. So you get that shiny sweat, and it can get miserable if you don't have some sort of AC. But as far as scenic, Waikiki is a very nice place. It's just like you see it on TV. But Waikiki is not that big of a place. It's probably like what, 2 or 3 square miles. Hawaii has a really bad homeless problem. They have like full on communities, tent cities, because people just can't afford homes there. A lot of people work 2 and 3 jobs just to get by there. So it's tough for the locals. It's almost like people came in, took their land, took their space, and moved them to the west side of the island. This is Oahu. So I didn't get a chance to go to the other islands because fucking COVID hit. And I was always putting it off. Like, I got time, I can go next year. Then COVID hits and shuts all that down. So we'll get to that with 2020. But yeah, 2018, I'm on the move, and I'm reminiscing about my time as an instructor, man. It was a really good time. I met some really good people. And unfortunately, like, a lot of them showed their true colors as far as who they are character-wise when the times weren't the best for me. And so for me, that's more helpful than anything. Like, you can support me all day, but what are you gonna do when I'm facing time, when I'm facing accusations? Are you still gonna be there? And I'm like I said before, you don't have to blindly support, but a real friend and a real supporter will ask you kind of what happened. And even if they distance themselves, they'll still make sure that you're okay. You know what I'm saying? They'll ask, like, do you need me to do anything? Stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, the accusations are against me. So I'm looking at, it's easy to say this because I'm the person. I'm looking at it as, even if I had done what they say I did, if I told you that I didn't do it and you supported me, that doesn't make you look bad. Right? You may think that it makes you look bad. Oh, you supported a person that did this. No, that person was one of my friends, and they told me that they didn't do that. So I have nothing else to go on except that. So my beef is not that I look bad. It's like that person lied to me. You see what I'm saying? So it's a way to carry it. It may be hard to describe, but I know that the way they carried it was not. It was not in keeping with my standard of loyalty. So, but overall, 2015 to 2018, my 3 years, at Fort Sam were really good. And I enjoyed it here. And that's kind of where I decided that I would, move back to the area when it was all said and done. I think having the 3 large cities, Dallas, Houston, and Austin, with San Antonio, it gives you a lot of options. It gives you a lot of options. And it gives you a lot of house. At that time, the house that I bought when I was living here was 3,000 square feet, and it was like 170. It was in 2015. But 170 is because they hadn't made any upgrades. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Because when I came from DC, the house that I had up there was like, I want to say 912. It was a townhouse. It was like 912 square feet. It was 3 level, but they don't count the basement in the livable space, just the first 2 levels. Like 900, if not 900, maybe 1,000. And that was 255. So when I come down here, I'm a big dude, so I'm just like, I need space, I need yard, get off me. Because in DC, it's like townhouse. You were sharing walls with your neighbors. And then when you go off your balcony, you're looking into your neighbor's balcony. So you're crammed in there. So I'm like, I need a neighborhood, I need a yard, boom, I need space. And they're like, 3,000 square feet for 170. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. So I was like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna move back down here. These prices are legit. Move out further into the country, give me some acres, and then just become a hermit, right? On 10 acres of land where nobody can find me. And you have to, drive 2 minutes up my driveway in order to come to the house. But now Californians fucking drove up the prices. And so now it's those same houses that I wanted back in the day that were 400, maybe 500K are now like 800K. And it's like, golly. But yeah, that was kind of my determining factor for wanting to move back to the area when it was all said and done. Texas is really good to veterans. They love veterans here in Texas. So that's always a good thing. But yeah, moving to Hawaii, and the initial move was really good. Like I liked the choice being there. And then you'll see when I get into talking to 2019, we absolutely killed it in the hospital. Like I was coming off of 2015. Y'all know that I always say I'm a confident person, right? I always say that. After that 2016 shit, and then my 2017 being like one of my best years as far as like things falling into place, I'm riding a high. Like I don't think that I got off of until I retired, or until right before retirement. The reason why I retired. But we'll get into that. But yeah, so that was 2018. We're now in Hawaii, Honolulu, and we're gonna make a name for ourselves on this island over here. So I will see y'all in 2019.